A lot of people ask me, how did I go from being the headmaster of one of the oldest and best established schools in Latin America with over 2,000 students and 400 staff? How did I go from being the headmaster of a school like that to being the head of the Colina Learning Center here in Babutio? Well, the answer to that question lies in an experience I had maybe 12 years ago when working as the head of a mathematics department. I was given a challenge, and it was to increase the number of students that were passing the GCSE mathematics exam, the Cambridge exam. And for the next 2 years, I put all the resources in my department with my team towards helping and preparing the students to pass the exam. And we had a lot of success. We went from 40% of our children passing the exam to 70%. So we nearly doubled the number of students passing the exam. And I remember going into the headmaster's office for kind of a performance management meeting, and he was like, "Ben, you've changed these kids' lives, well done." He was super happy. And I felt hollow, and I couldn't really work out why. And I was reflecting on it because I could feel something was changing in me. And what was changing was, he was saying I changed these children's life, but all I could think was, I've spent 2 years drilling these kids like a parrot to be able to do like a stimulus and a response, just to know what questions are going to come up and to give the right answer. I just had this overwhelming sense that we'd wasted a lot of time, because we could have done so much more with these children. Lots of them were vulnerable. We could have helped prepare them for life. We could have given them coaching and mentoring. We could have found out what they really needed. I became a teacher because I want to have an impact on the world, and I didn't feel I was going to be able to do it there. I find it really amazing that every child is a child for a fixed amount of time. It seems like a silly thing to say, but I just want to emphasize this. Your child will have approximately 460 weeks in their life where they will attend school. No more, no less, and there's nothing that any of us can do about that. And given that this is a fact, when you reflect upon it, the only logical conclusion is that you have to make every single day count when your child is in school. So at Colina Learning Center, this is why we've thought a lot about our learning methodology and our curriculum. And this is why we use expeditionary learning as our learning methodology, and why we use the New York Next Generation Standards as our curriculum, along with life-worthy skills that we develop in the children, such as creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking. And I just want to explain to you a little bit now about how all of this fits together. Our purpose as a school is to prepare all of our students for an amazing life, that they can be happy, that they can thrive, that they can be kind, that they can solve problems, that they can be the kind of people that we need to raise the bar for humanity. And in order for us to make that happen, we need to have a curriculum. We need to decide what is it we're going to teach them. And as I said before, we're going to teach them the New York Next Generation Standards, and we're going to make sure that they learn these life-worthy skills that I mentioned. And so once you've got that curriculum in place, you need to decide, well, how am I going to make sure that the children learn that curriculum? So you need a learning methodology. And our learning methodology is expeditionary learning. So I'm going to try and give you an example now of how these things fit together. And I'm going to start with the methodology, expeditionary learning. Right now, the students over there in the classroom, they're working on a learning expedition which is called Around the World in 44 Days. And this expedition has a guiding question, which is like a thread that means that everything we do throughout that expedition is coherent. And the thread that we have currently is, what's it like in faraway countries? What's it like in lands far, far away? And this means simply that the kids will discover about other countries in this case. They'll discover about other cultures. They'll discover about the physical geography and about the cultural richness of different countries. They'll dream about what it might be like to live in these countries. They'll do a lot of research on these countries, quite deep, rigorous research. And then they'll do something, they'll make something. They'll make something that will hopefully have an impact on them and on their community that's connected to the expedition. And then finally, in the transform phase, they'll consolidate their learning, they'll reflect upon what's happened, they'll deepen their learning, and they'll share all of their learning. I want to give you an example of how we use an academic New York Next Generation Standard in this current learning expedition. So for example, a 6-year-old should know how to retell a real-life family event in sequential order as part of the New York Next Generation Standards. So what we do is we take this, and as part of the research or maybe dream stage of the learning expedition, we'd have the children putting themselves in the shoes of a child, for example, in an African country, and imagining what it would be like to live in that country, what their daily life would be like, and then to retell a story of a day in the life of living in that country. So we're using an academic standard that is absolutely and authentically and coherently connected to that driving question, which is what's it like in countries that are far away from us. I'm really excited about the future of our school. We want to become a beacon of educational light, a reference for what a great way of doing education can be. We want people to be coming to look at us and learn from us in the future. And we're already well on our way. In 2024, we expect to have 80 students and to be opening our middle school right out here in the village. We're also already right now building relationships with European partners so that we can create an ecosystem of schools that can work together to deliver blended learning experiences for children, so that when you come to a school like ours in the nature, you can still have an incredible choice in what you learn and how you learn it. When our children reach secondary school, we want to be able to offer them international exams in the English system, in the American system, and exams in the Romanian system too. And by creating this educational ecosystem, we can make that happen. This is an amazing place for children to be. And I really believe that with everything that we're doing, we are going to bring our vision to life, our beautifully impossible dream of ensuring that all of our students graduate ready to thrive in life, ready to live happy lives full of meaning and purpose.